I always thought that your genetic makeup was a combination of your parents' DNA, which is why we receive 23 chromosomes from each of them. And while it's certainly true, what if I told you that's not the only way genetic information can be inherited, and that your parents' lifestyle factors and other choices could be influencing your gene expression today?
First, let's take a closer look at the word epigenetics. Epi is a Greek prefix meaning over or above, and genetics refers to the genome, or all of the genetic material in an organism. Therefore, epigenetics can be defined as the study of chemical reactions above the genome that change what parts of the gene are expressed. There are two main types of epigenetic marks. The first one is DNA methylation, where a methyl group is attached to the nitrogen base of the DNA strand, turning genes on or off. The second is histone modification. In a cell, DNA is wrapped around histone proteins to form a spool-like structure so it can be condensed into chromosomes and fit inside the nucleus. Proteins can attach chemical tags to the histones, and the cell is able to detect those tags and determine if the region of DNA should be used or ignored. Note that these marks, in DNA methylation and histone modification, can be removed, and they do not permanently alter the DNA sequence.
Now, let's get into how inheritance works with epigenetics. The genome is passed from parents to offspring in a process called meiosis, but it was previously thought that all epigenetic markers were completely reset during this. And while it's true that most epigenetic markers are, new research has shown that some of these epigenetic markers can actually be passed down to offspring in a process called epigenetic inheritance. This could prove that inheritance does not only happen through DNA, and that a parent's experiences could actually be passed down to their offspring.
This concept has been further explored by researchers at McGill University who did an experiment with rats. Rats that received a level of high nurturing from their mother went on to become relaxed and high nurturing mothers themselves. The vice versa was also true, where rats that received a level of low nurturing went on to become anxious and low nurturing mothers. This demonstrated an epigenetic difference in the rats that was reversible because with the removal of methyl groups, the anxious low nurtured rats became more relaxed, and with the addition of methyl groups, relaxed rats became more anxious.
More research needs to be done to prove the existence of epigenetic inheritance, since it has to be ruled out that mutations in DNA code are not causing it, and it truly is epigenetic markers. But epigenetic inheritance could ultimately show that an organism's upbringing can influence gene expression and have implications on their own future offspring.